love Power Glove.
No time for time travel.
All right, welcome to another episode of the No Time for Time Travel podcast. Today, it's going to be another mini-sode, and today it's just going to be me ranting a little bit about Mortal Kombat's naming system for the video games. And there's no script today. I'm just going to be ranting about, the different numbered games versus non-numbered games. What were they thinking about naming the games? I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. You guys know this. But, there are things where I'm a little bit frustrated. I guess that's kind of like over saying it, but I'm not super frustrated. It's just like, weird things are kind of annoying things. But yeah, so let's just get right into it. Now, the naming of the games I'm going to be talking about is actually the mainline series, like all the fighting games, right? We're not talking about the side games. We're not talking about Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. We're not talking about Mortal Kombat Special Forces. We'll never talk about that. That's the worst game ever. And we're just going to be talking about the mainline fighting series. So let's begin. In the very first game, it's just called Mortal Kombat. Simple and straight to the point. Usually it is because it's the first game in the series. That makes sense. And then the sequel is called Mortal Kombat 2. Makes sense. It's just the second game in the series. Mortal Kombat 3 as well. Same thing. Just a sequential numbering of the system. Now this is where it gets a little bit hairy. The next game is called Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Fine. It's an upgraded version of Mortal Kombat 3. That's fine. That's cool. So it's still Mortal Kombat 3, but Ultimate. Kind of like Street Fighter and Super Street Fighter, right? But yeah, then after that, you got Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Still kind of makes sense. Mortal Kombat Trilogy is not Mortal Kombat 4. It is Mortal Kombat Trilogy, a combination of all the previous Mortal Kombat games. So your roster is basically everyone from the first game until that point in time. So Mortal Kombat Trilogy, everyone in the game. Next game, they switch over to the 3D era. Kind of, not really. The 3D eras actually started at Mortal Kombat 5, but Mortal Kombat 4 is the first game where they have 3D elements. So they call it Mortal Kombat 4. And then they call the next one, I think it was Mortal Kombat Gold, which makes it sound like it's not Mortal Kombat 4, but it is because it's just Mortal Kombat 4, but with extra characters. So is it Mortal Kombat 4 Gold or Mortal Kombat 4 Gold? I don't know. But anyway, so kind of gets weird there. Then you go to Mortal Kombat 5. Now, technically, it's not called Mortal Kombat 5. It's called Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. However, if you look at the logo is shaped like a giant V, which, could be a double meaning for number 5 in Roman numerals. So that's cool. I mean, they're changing the naming system to now be a subtitle versus a number, but the number's in the logo. And then you got to the next game, which is Mortal Kombat Deception. Mortal Kombat Deception, from my memory, I don't remember if there's any logo that's number 6 in there or something like that, but it's just Mortal Kombat Deception. And then after that, this is kind of weird. It's Mortal Kombat Armageddon, but when you look at the chronological games, it's technically Mortal Kombat 7. But then Mortal Kombat Armageddon is basically the 3D era's version of Trilogy, where all the characters are now in Mortal Kombat Armageddon. But then Mortal Kombat Armageddon gets a 7th entry, but Mortal Kombat Trilogy was not the 3rd or 4th entry because Mortal Kombat 4 was technically the 4th entry by name, right? So kind of weird, right? So, after Armageddon, you got Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, which is not supposed to be part of the numbered system of the game, but later on I'll get back to this. So Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Then after that, you got a reboot. You got a reboot of the entire Mortal Kombat series, which is just called Mortal Kombat. It's not called anything else. It's just called Mortal Kombat, just like the first game. So the first game in 92 or so, Mortal Kombat. The reboot after MK versus DC is called Mortal Kombat. Okay? So, whatever. It's fine. Mortal Kombat, they're restarting, rebooting. Cool. Are they going to start over the numbering? That would be cool. Maybe next one will be Mortal Kombat 2. Nope. The next one is called Mortal Kombat X. Okay, so Mortal Kombat, the reboot, not the original, the reboot is technically the 9th game in the series, right? So a lot of fans call it MK9. So MK9 is MK9 because it counts MKDC as MK8. There is no MK8. Armageddon would be 7, and then Deception would have been 6, right? So going back to Deception, Deadly Alliance. Deadly Alliance is 5. Deception is 6. MK versus DC, Armageddon is 7, and then MK versus DC is 8. And then MK, the reboot, is MK9. And now they have a game called MKX. So why did you do a reboot and call it just Mortal Kombat, and then the sequel to that is MKX, where X implies Roman numeral 10, right? But then it's weird, because in the upgraded version, where you have all the characters in DLC, MKX is called MKXL, like Mortal Kombat, XL, like extra large, like a pun. So it's extra large, but then was X then just extra? Or was X actually 10? This can be 10L, 10 liters? What? So then after that, then we get to the next game, which is just plain Mortal Kombat 11. Okay, so you got the Mortal Kombat reboot, then you got MKX, and then you got Mortal Kombat 11. Okay, fine, whatever. So then Mortal Kombat 11, you get the upgraded version with all the characters in DLC. That is Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate Edition. Makes sense, kind of like Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. And then after that is where we are today. The next game is another reboot called Mortal Kombat 1. 1 is actually in the title this time. So this game is actually called Mortal Kombat 1. So the very first game in the series is Mortal Kombat. The reboot is called Mortal Kombat. This reboot is called Mortal Kombat 1. Why did they name it like this? It's so confusing. It's probably bad for SEO too. If you search for Mortal Kombat 1, you're probably just gonna get like the original Mortal Kombat game on Google anyway. So I don't understand why they name it like this. It feels like the way Microsoft names their gaming systems. Like, you know, Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, whatever. There's just no like rhyme or reason. It's just all over the place. So the real fans like me would know which game is what part of the series, because MK1, the current reboot is technically MK12. I wouldn't be surprised if the next game they call it Mortal Kombat 13 or some kind of variable or subtly hinting at the number 13, since this one's technically 12 but called 1. So yeah, so that's my rant, mini episode. Regardless, still gonna buy every Mortal Kombat game. I'm a big fan of it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Give us a shout out. Let me know if you guys think the same way, if you even thought about this like I did, or I'm just crazy thinking about this. But yeah, no time for time travel. Signing off. Herdiger, Warp Speed. See ya.
I love the power of love.
No time for time travel.